Okay, let's get started on the area review. Number 1, you have a regular hexagon with side length of 15 centimeters. So if we have any kind of regular polygon, our formula is apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Remember, the apothem is from the center down to this base, and it makes a 90-degree angle. Okay, so we need to find that little a. So since we know the side here is 15, I can split that in half, so this is 7.5. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem to find a. So I'm going to say a squared plus 7.5 squared equals 15 squared. So a squared equals 168.75. And I'm going to square root that. So if you wanted an exact answer, you could leave it like this for now. Or you could put it as a decimal, which would be 12.99. So we have area equals, we just found the apothem. Perimeter, there's 6 sides and each side is 15. So perimeter equals 6 times 15, which is 90. And divide that by 2. So, put that in my calculator. We have the apothem times 90 divided by 2. Area is 584, and we're rounding to the nearest tenth, 0.6 centimeters squared. Okay, number 2, an equilateral triangle with a perimeter of 12 meters. So they gave us perimeter. Now, this one's kind of tricky because at first you might go straight to the triangle formula. If I was doing area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2, and that's fine, you can use that. But since it's an equilateral triangle and all the sides are the same, you could also use the formula we just used, apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So if we're doing this one, the perimeter is 12, which means if I divide that by 3, each side is 4. Okay, so if I'm doing this one, I have area equals, the base is 4 times the height. Okay, so the height goes from the top down to this bottom part. So I need to find the height, and I split this, so that's 2. So we'll use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus 2 squared equals 4 squared. So a squared equals 12. So a equals square root of 12. Again, you could put that, go ahead and put that in your calculator, which would be 3.5. Okay, so that's our height. I'm going to leave it as square root of 12 for now and divide by 2. So area equals 4 times the square root of 12 divided by 2, 6.9 meters. Okay, so if you were going to use this formula, you already have perimeter, but you'd have to find the apothem, which remember is going to come from the center down. So the apothem is going to come from here down, and then you would need to find A, whereas the height is going to be the whole thing. So if you were going to find A, you would probably want to make this triangle, and then you could use a sine, cosine, or tangent. So since it's an equilateral triangle, this whole thing is 60, which means this angle here is 30. And then you know this is 2, so you could use tangent 30 equals A over 2. So 2 tan 30. So A equals 1.15. So area equals 1.15 times the perimeter, which is 12, divided by 2. And again, same thing, 6.9 meters. So it will work with either formula you use, it's just dependent on which one you're more comfortable with. Number 3, remember we're just finding the area. A square with perimeter of 40. So if the perimeter is 40, we need to figure out what each side is. So divide by 4, so each side is 10. Area of a square is base times height, or side times side, or side squared, however you learned it. So if I'm doing this, I have 10 times 10, so area is 100 centimeters squared. Number 4, we have a trapezoid. So our trapezoid formula, height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. So the height they gave us is 10, so 10 times 20 plus 16 divided by 2. So I'll put that in my calculator. 10 times 20 plus 16 divided by 2 is 180 yards squared, which is C. Number 5, a regular pentagon with side length of 10 centimeters. So each side is 10. So we're going to use our polygon formula for area. Now they gave us the apothem, which is nice. The apothem is 7 times perimeter. There's 5 sides and each side is 10, which is 50 centimeters divided by 2. So 7 times 50 divided by 2 is 175 centimeters squared. All right, number 6, find the area of the composite figure. So let's look at what shapes we have. We have a rectangle. So I'm going to do area of a rectangle plus area of the triangle. So area of a rectangle is just base times height. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So for the rectangle, this piece here is 8, which means this is also 8. And the the height, 6 plus 7 is 13. So we have 8 times 13. So area of the rectangle is 104. For the triangle, if this whole thing is 14 and this is 8, then I can subtract the 8, so then I get 6 right here. So area equals 6 for the triangle times the height, which is also 6, divided by 2. So area equals 18. And we're adding those together, which is 122. Number 7, find the area of parallelogram ABCD. So area of parallelogram is just base times height. So if this is 10, then that means this is also 10. So we have the base is 10. We don't have the height here. So we're going to have to use trig to find the height. So looking at the 60, I have opposite and I have hypotenuse. So I'm going to use sine. So sine 60 equals h over 8. And I'm going to multiply by 8. So 8 sine 60 is 6.93. So we'll multiply that together. And I got 69.3 meters squared. Number 8, if the area of a circle is 101 square inches, what is the circumference? Okay, let's first write our formulas. Area is pi r squared. Circumference is 2 pi r. So they give us the area here, 101. We need to find out what r is. So first thing I'm going to do is divide by pi. And I get 32.15 equals r squared. And I'm going to square root that. So r equals about 5.67. So now that I found r, I can put that into circumference. So circumference equals 2 pi times r. So circumference is 35.63 inches. Okay, so that's a multi-step problem. You had to use 2 different formulas. Start with area, go to circumference. Number 9, find the area of the figure. So this is a rhombus. Rhombus is diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. So diagonal 1, I have 19 plus 19, which is 38. Diagonal 2, I have 14 plus 14, which is 28. And we're going to divide by 2. So 38 times 28 divided by 2, 532 meters squared. Number 10, classify the quadrilateral with the vertices and find its area. All right, so let's graph this first. -1, 0, 4, 0. There's W, X, 2, -3, and -3, 3. That's Y and Z. So this is a parallelogram. Parallelogram area is base times height. So we can count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the base is 5. And the height, remember, you want to go straight up and down. So 1, 2, 3. So area is 15 units squared. All right, number 11, a circle has circumference of 6 pi. Find the area of the circle. So kind of what we did before, only other way around. So circumference equals 2 pi r, area equals pi r squared. So circumference is 6 pi, and I want to solve for the radius. So I'm going to divide by 2 pi. So radius equals 3, and then I come and put that over here. Area equals pi times 3 squared. Now, if it said leave it in terms of pi, I would leave it as 9 pi centimeters. If it didn't matter, you put 9 pi in your calculator and get 28.27 centimeters. That says or. Number 12, if the length of the height of a trapezoid is 4 meters. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our formula here so we don't get confused. We're talking about a trapezoid, so I'm going to use the trapezoid formula. So it says the length of the height is 4 meters. So in for height, I'm going to put 4. The length of one of its bases is 11. So we'll call base 1 11. Its area is 62, so in for A goes 62. What is the measure of the other base? So we're going to look for the other base. Okay, so first thing we want to do is multiply both sides by 2, because we want to get that out of the denominator. So 2 times 62 is 124 equals 4 times 11 plus B. Then this 4 is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide by the 4. So 124 divided by 4 is 31. So 31 equals 11 plus B. And then subtract the 11 over. So the other base equals 20. So 20 meters is the other base. Number 13, if the area of the following isosceles trapezoid is 480 centimeters squared, what is the height? So again, let's start with our formula. So they give us area is 480. We're going to find the height, but they give us the bases, 16 plus 24. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is multiply by 2. So 480 times 2 is 960 equals height times, let's go ahead and add 16 plus 24 is 40. So I just added those two to get 40. So now I can divide by 40. So 960 divided by 40 is 24. So the height is 24 centimeters. Number 14, the area of sector AOB is 2.25 pi inches. So we want to find the radius of the circle. So we're going to use our proportion, which I'm going to write up here, area of sector over area of the circle is equal to degrees for the sector over degrees for the circle. Okay, so they gave us area of a sector, so I'm going to put that right here, 2.25 pi over, we don't know the radius, so that's going to be pi r squared, equals, the degree of the sector is 40 over the circle is 360. So one thing I'm going to do first is I have a pi over a pi. I'm going to cross those out to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to cross multiply here. So 360 times 2.25 is 810 equals 40 r squared. So I cross multiplied, or butterfly, whatever you call it, divide by 40. So 20.25 equals r squared, and square root both sides. So the radius is 4.5 inches. Number 15, if 1 meter is approximately equal to 3.28 feet, find the area of the shaded region. So first thing I want to do is convert this. So I'm going to go 1.6 times 3.28, which is 5.248 meters. Oh no, not meters, feet, sorry. So I converted each of these pieces to 5.248 feet. Okay, so now let's find the shaded region. So I have area of a triangle plus area of a semicircle. So area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Area of a semicircle, pi r squared, divided by 2. So it's our circle formula, but I divided by 2. Okay, so for our triangle, we have base is 5.248 times the height, which is also 5.248, divided by 2. So the area of the triangle, 13.77, plus, I need to first find the radius. So I'm going to take 5.248 and divide it by 2. So I have pi times 2.624 squared divided by 2. So the semicircle is 10.82. So if I add that with 13.77, I get the area is 24.59 feet squared. So you know how to do composite figures, but on this one they wanted you to convert it first to the feet is the easiest way, and then find your composite figures. Okay, number 16, find the area of the shaded region. So we're going to do area of the trapezoid. We're going to subtract the area of the semicircle. So trapezoid is height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2, and I'm going to subtract the semicircle, pi r squared, divided by 2. So the height of the trapezoid is 12 inches, so 12 times base 1, 6, plus base 2, 11, divided by 2. Minus the area of the semicircle would be pi times, this whole thing is 12, so the radius is just 6, so 6 squared divided by 2. So for the trapezoid, get 102 minus, for the semicircle, so if I subtract the 2, the area of the shaded region is 45.45 inches squared. Number 17, find the shaded area. So we have area of a rectangle minus area of a semicircle. So rectangle is base times height, which would be 6 times 5, which is 30, minus semicircle, pi r squared divided by 2. So we'd have pi times, the whole thing's 5, so the radius would be 2.5 divided by 2. So 9.82. So 30 minus 9.82 is 20.2 inches squared. Number 18, find the area of the quadrilateral. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to do two triangles. So I'm going to do this triangle here. And then I'm going to do this triangle here. So the area of the pink triangle, base times height divided by 2. Area of the blue triangle, base times height divided by 2. And we're going to add those together. So the pink triangle, the base is 13 times the height, which is 3, divided by 2. 19.5. We're going to add that to the blue triangle. The base is 12 times the height is 5, divided by 2, which is 30. Okay, so this triangle I got 30, so add these two together, 19.5 plus 30, and you get 49.5. Number 19, find the area of the parallelogram if x equals 9. So if x equals 9, that means the height here is 9. So there's the height. And the base, if I plug 9 in here, 9 plus 2 is 11. So area of a parallelogram is base times height. So the base is 11. The height is 9. 11 times 9 is 99. So there's the area. And the last one, find the area of the shaded region. The equilateral triangle has a side of 13.86. So there's 13.86. So we're going to do the area of the triangle minus area of the circle. So triangle is base times height divided by 2. Actually, let's do, instead of base times height, since we have this piece right here, the apothem, let's do apothem times perimeter divided by 2. Minus area of a circle is pi r squared. So on the triangle, apothem is 4. So perimeter would be 13.86 times 3, 41.58 divided by 2. So our triangle formula, our triangle area is 83.16. We're going to subtract the circle. So for the circle, pi times 4 squared, which would be 16 pi. So 83.16 minus 16 pi is 32.9 meters squared.